Now we're going to get to the project where you are going to have to create a portrait. One of my strategies is the I do, we do, you do. Every time I introduce a new concept, I'm going to do that. There might be a student that doesn't need modeling, but there's always a student that does. So why wouldn't I provide that scaffold for them? So every time I ask them to do something, I model it first. My students are not only in mild to moderate special education, but they're also long-term English language learners. You're each going to get a portrait scenario, okay? You're going to have to create a portrait. I'll show you. Here's the sample photo. I don't know if you recognize Miss Talbot, and that's me, and this is our example portrait. But it's important to show students how we think. So when I introduced the final project, I had an example of what I wanted the finished project to be, and I had a graphic organizer up that was blank, which looked identical to theirs, and I had the synopsis. This is the sample. Look up here and follow along. This is a portrait of two sisters who are very good girls. The I do part is just me modeling how I'm thinking about the picture. I'm just thinking aloud. So I need to think, how can I portray this? So I'm going to start and I'm going to say, okay, sisters who are very good girls. The whole thing is a gradual release of responsibility from teacher to student. What kind of clothing would I wear if I were a good girl? Ooh. At this point, I'm not asking for student participation, but they might jump in and say something, and that's fine. But I can't at that point then say, oh, they all get it, and just skip to the you do, because 2 people chimed in, but I had 12 students there today. So I have to assume that maybe 10 were still listening or kind of not there yet. But when I first started teaching, I would have said, great, they got it. Okay, let's move on. You guys do. So then I moved on and I did the we do. So the we do portion of the lesson is really, you're still providing prompting. And that's really what we do means, is that I'm not leaving him hanging. They study all the time. I think I can show that by props. What would I be holding if I studied all the time? Books. The you do was the actual project. So then I said, okay, now you're ready to do it. And I gave each group their synopsis and their graphic organizer.
And then, okay, the grandparents are going to be, you're going to be the grandfather, you're going to be the grandmother. He has to wear like a beard.
I found that the clearer I am, the better quality work I see from the students. And because the students know what they're doing, they feel safe learning new things.